This is Kim Sherry, and today I'm going to show you how I make a rustic chocolate pie. Here I have some pie dough for the pie crust. I made it yesterday, that's why I'm taking it out of the saran wrap. It includes flour, salt, butter, and cold water. Really easy to make. And what I need to do right now, according to the directions, is roll it out to about I think it's about 11 by 14 oval. Now about a 1/4 inch thick. Okay, as you can see, this is a challenge. But with the magic of TV, you can see my ugly piece that I've rolled out into this nice pinched piece. And here is the really tricky part where we try to get it onto the baking dish without ripping it because I rolled it so hard. Hey, I'm a home cook, I'm not a professional, I don't have the miracles of a professional kitchen to work with, so I'm doing my best here. And luckily, I was able to get this off without any tears. So, another challenge, getting it onto the actual baking pan, and sloppy job, but we did it. So then I just kind of fix it, make it look pretty again, flatten it out, pinch my corners, which once upon reading the directions you're not supposed to do, but I did it anyway, and everything turned out fine. So this will go into the oven at 400 degrees for about 10 to 12 minutes until it's golden brown. Let's see what it looks like. Ah, golden brown beautifulness. Yep. Next we'll work on the filling. For the filling we use 2 eggs, and these are eggs that were laid by my own chickens. In fact, I only have 1 chicken laying right now because the rest of them are molting. So this is from my Spitzenhausen, it's a German breed. Beautiful chicken. And here you're just using the egg whites, and I'll just save the egg yolks for something else. Oh yeah, let's lift this. That'll make things easier. So the filling includes 2 egg whites, 1/8 teaspoon cream of tartar, 1/2 teaspoon vanilla, 1/4 cup sugar, and 1/8 teaspoon of salt. But first, before we put all those ingredients in, we want to fluff up our egg whites. So to do that, you just put the egg whites in your KitchenAid. I love my KitchenAid. Start it mixing, and then you'll slowly add your cream of tartar and vanilla extract. And what you want to get here eventually is soft peaks. And once you get those soft peaks, which is not yet because this just started mixing, once you get your soft peaks, you'll gradually add in your sugar and salt. So we're going to wait here. And now it's time to add the vanilla. I love the Kirkland Pure Vanilla, not imitation. As you can see, I'm almost out because I use it so much, and I never really have a problem adding a little too much because vanilla is wonderful. Here I'm looking for my 1/8 teaspoon measurement, but I don't have one, so I use 1/2 quarter and just kind of eyeball it. This is the cream of tartar. Now let's see what that looks like. It's getting frothy, but it's not quite to soft peaks yet. So, with the miracle of the directions, I look again and see what I need. Ah, the sugar. It says gradually add in the sugar, but you know they don't really specify what that means, so I just slowly pour it in. So this rustic pie is really delicious. It's almost like a brownie on crust. It's a Thanksgiving hit in our household. I make it once a year. And the beautiful thing about it is it doesn't look like any other dessert because it is kind of rustic and sometimes a little misshapen, but it's really delicious, especially with that homemade pie crust. So there's the salt. Now we're going to turn it up and get that stuff really whisked up and look at the difference. So right about now you want to check to see for your consistency because the directions clearly say beat until whites are stiff but not dry. Okay, when exactly do they get dry? I don't want to dry them out, so I better check my mix right now. As I lift, you can see it's still a bit dribbly. We'll kind of check that to see if the peaks form, and they're kind of floppy. So I think we better put this in for another, I don't know, maybe a minute or less. TV magic happens here. And now let's see what they look like after I give it a spin. Much better. Notice how it doesn't flop over, stays nice and stiff? Okay, that's exactly how we want it. So then I will mix in my melted chocolate. The directions say a semi-sweet or bittersweet chocolate not to exceed 62% cacao. And I didn't really notice that in the directions, but luckily the Kirkland chocolate chips I used are 51% cacao, so we are on a spot on there. So I add my 6 ounces of melted chocolate, which I just melted in the microwave in 30-second intervals until it was nice and soft and I could mix it. So this is where you have to be really careful. You need to gently fold this chocolate mixture into your egg whites or else they'll go totally flat. And just mix until you get the color of, a consistent brown color with not really any white showing. You'll then dollop it onto your golden brown crust and spread it to about 1/2 inch from the edge, or just wherever you've made your little pie crust edges. And as you spread this, just remember that whatever it looks like on the top when you're done spreading, that is exactly how it will bake up. This does not smooth out, so any kind of pattern you want to put on it, do it now, because it'll come out looking exactly like you put it on. So this is after I've cooked it at 350 for about 10 minutes. And I knew it was done because it was cracking in the very top there, and it was nice and hard and crusty, but the inside will be delicious.